Hi everyone and welcome back to Daniel Eyes of the Tiger, my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. If you enjoy the content, please hit like. It helps with the YouTube algorithms to put it in contact with other people who might love this content too. Thank you so much for everyone who's subscribed. I think we've had just about everyone who's viewed one of my videos subscribe. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much. So like, subscribe, share. I'm gonna start putting these videos on YouTube, on Facebook rather, so that you can share to the public if you want to, and that would be greatly appreciated. And then also, like I said before, we have got our published articles on Substack are doing exceptionally well there in print. That's at Daniel Smith at Substack.com. Okay, today we're going to do a deep dive into T for Texas, T for the Tennessee Three. So you've seen a bunch of teams fall out of the top 25 by the wayside. You can sort of run them through your head there, and there you go, Penn State, out goes Clemson, down goes LSU, etc., etc. Bouncing back, but back in now Texas. But you've seen that void largely filled by 7 teams from the state of Texas, 4 in the state of Tennessee, the Tennessee Three, surging into the AP Top 25. You'll see there tonight, I'm going to go ahead and special shout out, that used to be in my father's office for so many years, the old State House there on the hill, Capitol Hill in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. The Volunteer State has got a lot to be proud of with their college football teams this year. Okay, so what we're going to do is take a look at what has happened here with the ranked Texas teams. First off, okay, so number 22, Houston, surging back in out of the Big 12, 7-1 after a huge win against Arizona State, who upset Texas Tech last 2 weeks ago. So a signature win for Coach Willie Fritz and the re-emerging Houston Cougars football program. Again, they really are looking solid this season. You've got also number 20, Texas, has survived and advanced with 2 losses, 5-2. The Texas Longhorns survived 2 straight overtime scares up at Lexington, Kentucky 2 weeks ago. Then they go down to the ringing of the cowbells there in Starkville, Mississippi, and they were on the ropes, down big, 2-3 scores to the Bulldogs, but a late rally surge, and again, the Longhorns escaped in overtime. Unfortunately, sophomore star quarterback rather, Arch Manning has possible concussion, and they are evaluating him. It looks unlikely that he may play this Saturday, but we'll see. You never know for sure with these types of injuries. So then you've got you've also got number 13, Texas Tech, surging back in with a big win over Oklahoma State, 42-0, a bounce back win. We said that this past Saturday was going to be bounce back Saturday. We weren't expecting much out of 1-7, 1-6 going into the game. 1-7 Oklahoma State with an interim coach. So really struggled. Texas Tech 42-0, blanking the Cowboys and letting people know they're back in business. Then you got at the top number 2, Texas A&M, who's 8-0 and 5-0 in the SEC. They went into Tiger Stadium there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and put it on the Bayou Bengals big on Saturday night. The reaction was not good in this heated. I said it was heated, and it is, folks. The governor of the state of Louisiana on Sunday pushed for and got the firing with the interim president of LSU, Coach Brian Kelly, was fired on Sunday. So they had totally shocking the college football world. Probably the most high profile, quite possibly the best job now open, job of vacancy is there in Baton Rouge for LSU. 3 of the last 4 coaches there have won national championships, dating back to Nick Saban and Les Miles. Ed Orgeron and Brian Kelly was not able to win one, but you can get it done there at LSU. Florida, meanwhile, I'm going to talk about this quickly. They have gone through 4 coaches since Urban Meyer. It may not be until they get their facilities straightened out. It may not be updated. It may not be the job that some perceive it to be at this present time. Okay, we're going to look at the Tennessee Three now. We're going to look at 5 criteria: their present ranking, scoring offense, scoring defense, turnover margin, and we'll cover their remaining schedule as we break it down for you. Okay, coming back into the top 25, the University of Memphis Tigers out of the American Athletic Conference had a huge upset win over number 18 South Florida Saturday in Memphis, rallying down 14 points down, entering the fourth quarter for a 17-0 fourth quarter surge as the Tigers defense put the clamps on, put the corral on the Bulls, and escaped there on a late missed field goal by Grammatica to move to 7-1 and 3-1 in AAC play. The Tigers come into this game with, I want to say this too real quick, backing up. These 3, the Tennessee Three, are very tough at home, as we'll discuss. Memphis comes in there, though, with the 15th best scoring offense, and the Tigers, 15th best in scoring offense, 33rd in scoring defense, and 13th. They are 13th in turnover margin nationally. So that's a pretty good balance for you there for the Tigers of Memphis. Very tough at home, 11 straight wins, 41-6 in the last 47, and they have also, entering the season, they were 11th best in all of FBS college football, the 11th best home record entering the 2025 season. So Memphis has got these games remaining. Friday night at Rice. Then they come home for a huge game against Tulane, who has no conference losses. The Green Wave has only 1 loss on the season there at Ole Miss, and that will be a huge game. And Tulane does not have a tough schedule remaining after they play Memphis in the American. So Tulane is probably going to be sitting there at 1 loss. Memphis cannot afford a loss to the Green Wave or anybody at this point in time. The Tigers then go on a trap game to East Carolina. That's always a tough place. It's probably the best attendance in the American Athletic Conference year in, year out for the Pirates there in Greensboro. And so Memphis will play on the road in a big trap game because they have to come back and play presently undefeated Navy in the finale of the regular season. Navy, as I mentioned, is undefeated, but they have a brutal schedule, playing North Texas this week. Then they go to Notre Dame. Then they come to Memphis. Then they play South Florida and Army. I just don't see the midshipmen surviving that gauntlet of 5 straight tough games down the stretch. Okay, so Memphis very likely could host the American Athletic Conference Championship game. We'll wait and see on that one. Okay, number 14, the Tennessee Volunteers, 6-2 overall, 3-2 out of the SEC. The Volunteers bounced back and really put it on Kentucky up in Lexington. The Wildcats had no answer for the potent Tennessee offense. The Vols can really light that scoreboard up. They come into the country number 2 in scoring, offensive scoring, only behind North Texas. The Mean Green from Denton, Texas, leads the nation in scoring. Tennessee's number 2 in scoring offense. They have a lot of high-scoring games, shootouts, if you will, and they have lost several key players in their secondary for injuries for the season. They're very thin in the back end, and they get in these shootouts. So they're number 100 in the country in scoring defense, number 100. So you got to score a lot of points to beat the Big Orange or have a really great defense, sometimes both. And also, they are tied with Vanderbilt and a whole pack of other schools for 39th in turnover margin in the country. So that's going to be interesting as we go forward. That scoring margin, turnover margin, could be really the key factor in the home field in that game going forward. Who does Tennessee have? They've got a tough one coming up with number 18 hosting the Oklahoma Sooners in Neyland Stadium. And the Volunteers will be trying to put it on Oklahoma just like the Ole Miss Rebels did up in Norman last week. And I really think Tennessee, and we'll go ahead and say it, they have won 23 straight at home. So the Big Orange at home, again, very tough when you come to play football, college football, and you visit the Volunteer State in Tennessee. So that'll be Oklahoma will be coming in there. Then they've got New Mexico State. Then they go to an old nemesis, Florida, down at Florida Field at the Swamp, where that has not been that has been a house of horrors for the Big Orange going down to Florida Field. They've only won a handful of time over the 4 or 5 decades, so not their favorite place. But the Gators are reeling. South Florida beat them down there. They have an interim coach. He could get their offense going, and they could be dangerous. They have a very good and talented defense there for the Gators. Then Tennessee will close out the season. They will play host Vanderbilt there at Neyland Stadium November 29th. That could be a huge game. The winner could wind up going to the college football playoffs. Who knows? Some things could shake out and they both get in. But Tennessee cannot afford a loss really down the stretch here. Vanderbilt, we'll talk about in just a minute. So stay tuned on the Big Orange there in Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay, number 9, the Vanderbilt Commodores. Vandy's 7-1 overall, 3-1 out of the SEC, coming off a huge top 15 win over Missouri in Nashville on Saturday, 17-10. The Commodores win late in a grinder. This team has got an absolute magician, maestro, playing string music there in Nashville, Tennessee. Diego Pavia, he's not a stat stuffer, but he wins a lot of games. He beat number 1 Alabama last year, went on the road and beat Auburn last year. This year he's got 2 top 20 wins over LSU, number 20, and number 15 Missouri there in Nashville this year. So coming in, though, the Commodores are number 12 in scoring offense, number 24 in scoring defense, tied with Tennessee at number 39 on a turnover margin. So that's going to be a really key stat in that big game down the stretch. Whoever turns it over with Tennessee and Vanderbilt, whoever can protect the football, my pick is that's probably the winner. And Vanderbilt cannot have any turnovers. Visiting, as we mentioned, that tough Neyland Stadium for a game that has got the highest stakes ever in this really one-sided rivalry. Okay, but the Commodores have got a big one this Saturday at number 20, Texas. However, Texas, again, may be without Arch Manning. So who knows? Who knows what they've got? Who knows what they'll do or deploy, or if he can play. We saw Memphis put a quarterback in on a game-time decision. It looked unlikely all week, and then they played their quarterback Saturday against USF, and he wound up really winning the game for them, helping them win the second half. Okay, but Vanderbilt has got at Texas, and then they've got to play Auburn and host Kentucky. Auburn is a scrappy, though snake-bitten team. The Tigers are probably coming in there for some revenge after losing on the Plains to Vandy last year, and they won't quit. I don't think. I think Auburn will give them all they want, and then again they go to number 14 Tennessee to close the season, November 29th. there in Knoxville. So that is going to be really a huge, huge game with all sorts of stakes on the line. So again, T for Texas, T for Tennessee, like the old Leonard Skinner song, the old Southern rock classic. They have really got it going on in these two states with 7 ranked teams. That's 28% of the top 25 are coming out of 2 states. And we're not talking about California and Texas or Florida and Texas, Texas and Tennessee. So stay tuned, my friends, as we like to sign off and tell you, and thank you so much as always. Stay safe, have fun, be kind, laugh a lot, and count your blessings every day.